We have arrived, guys. Here we are. Here's the part of the application. As long as I've been doing this, as long as I've been talking about this to kids, there is no part of the application that scares you guys off like the work sample. And frankly, I don't understand why, okay? Because here's what the work sample is, and here's all it is. We want to see an example of your work that shows us what kind of student you are. Yes, it has to be in some way related to math or science. But in the most tenuous ways, some students choose to send work samples in that are related to math or science. It can literally be anything you want it to be. The whole purpose of it is for us to see that you can actually begin and complete a project. It can be a video, it can be a PowerPoint presentation, it can be some project you've done and documented. Literally anything. And I think, honestly, that might be the problem, is a lot of you might not be used to the idea of just someone saying, go out there and do something interesting. Now, that said, and I say this all the time too, you do not have to be able to build a thermonuclear reactor to get into MSMS, okay? This is just one part of the application. There are several parts of the application, and this is just one part of it. But it needs to be something you're proud of. For example, if you send me a tracing you did of a coloring book, that's not a good work sample, okay? There are lots of examples of good work samples, however, on this page. And if you're not at this page but seeing this on YouTube or somewhere like that, go to www.themsms.org/worksamplefaq, and you can find all kinds of examples. PowerPoint presentations, PDFs that have been converted into PDFs, videos, all kinds of stuff. And hopefully after checking some of those out, you'll become much, much less intimidated by the work sample process. The other part of the work sample that many, many students seem to forget about, and they wouldn't if they just read the instructions, is the fact that you have to have a narrative and justification attached to your work sample. All that means is you explaining exactly what it is you tried to accomplish and what you're presenting in your work sample. Don't just send me a something and assume that I'm going to know what it is, okay? Treat me like I'm in preschool. Some of you are familiar with science writing, kind of understand what I'm talking about. Make no assumption that the person who is viewing the thing which you have sent in has any idea what it is supposed to be. Even if it's a video where you spell out what it's supposed to be, or a PowerPoint presentation where you spell out what it isn't supposed to be, you still have to write a justification, okay? Don't make assumptions. In fact, a good narrative or justification can go a long way into making your work sample even better. All right, guys? Don't panic about the work sample. Like always, if you have a question or you have a concern about it, don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me an email. All right? Now we're going to move on to the essays, start talking about the essays a little bit in the next part of this FAQ. All right? So we'll see you then.